Well, hello again, my many friends, lovers of history, lovers of everything interesting, and lovers of the RMS Titanic. Now, I've done many shows for you, showing you models of the Titanic that are just awesome. I love every single one of them. That's one of my addictions. I'm very much under the spell of the RMS Titanic, as many of you follow my channel know. Today, I had done the 3D model before. I had done the Flying Dutchman, and that was my Halloween special. And that one went over really well. And I got another one today, and it's our beloved RMS Titanic. So I want to show you this one. 3D puzzle of the Titanic. You can see the lights. Very nice. LED inside. And this kit has LEDs inside, 266 pieces. Recommended age is over 14. You can see the lights. Very nice for the effect. Of course, the Titanic didn't have those light strings going across, but it looks very nice. I'd like to thank Connie for sending this over. And we're going to do the build, and I'm going to show you all the instructions and all the steps to get it to look just like what's on the box. Taking a look at the side of the box, you can see, let's see, manufactured CubicFun. You can go to CubicFun.com for more information, and this is all in a different language and different information. The side of the box, you can see the box itself is very classy, as what the Titanic would command. You got the gold stamping and CubicFun. Now the other side of the box, both ends of the box are the same. You see 3D puzzle of Titanic. Battery usage instructions requires two 1.5 volt AA batteries, not included. For maximum effects, please use fresh batteries. Make sure you insert the batteries with the correct polarities. Remove the batteries when not in use. Replace exhausted batteries at once to avoid possible damage to the kit. Rechargeable batteries should not be removed from the kit before recharging. Excuse me, rechargeable batteries should be removed from the kit before charging. And that's the battery information. More battery information. So, I showed you the front of the box, so let's go ahead and take a look at the back. Actually dive into the model itself. You can see CubicFun, and it's got the picture of the completed model. Very nice. Construction of the RMS Titanic, funded by the American J.P. Morgan and his International Mercantile Marine Company. It began on 31st of March 1909 at the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast, UK. Titanic's hull was launched at 12:13 on the 31st of May 1911, and her outfitting was completed by 31st of March the following year. You can see the completed model on a stand, and it comes with the stand, the lights. This is going to be a very fun build. You can see some of the sheets it's going to come with. Very much like the Flying Dutchman that we had done. The construction process, you can see the bulkheads. And the addition of the hull, the mast, the rat lines. And we have the finished model. And you can see 34.6 inches long, 3.8 inches, looks like wide, and it looks like 11.6 inches high. So this is a pretty good sized model. I want to say it's 1/350 scale-ish, 1/400 scale, somewhere around there. This requires no tools, no bluing, complexity of 8, and the construction time is 4 hours. And that's everything that's on the back of the box. So, I'll tell you what, why don't we take it over to the modeling desk, and I'll show you what's in this awesome kit. All right, let's get her open. All right, first thing we're going to take a look at is the manual, the instructions. You can see you got a photo of the finished model on the front in CubicFun. First page. Construction of the RMS Titanic funded by the American J.P. Morgan. I think that was what I had already read to you. Titanic's length overall was 882 feet 9 inches. The breadth, 92 feet, and the tonnage was 46,328 gross tons. The height from the waterline to the boat deck was 59 feet. She was equipped with 2 reciprocating 4-cylinder triple-engine stern engines and 1 low-pressure Parsons turbine. The turbine was in the middle. Each driving a propeller. Regard to her funnels, only 3 of the 4 62-foot funnels were functional. The 4th was only provided ventilation, was added to make the ship look more impressive. The ship was licensed to carry 3,547 passengers and crew. You can see some of the photos of the finished model. And they have it again repeated in a different language. So you can see the assembly instructions, show you how to remove the parts, follow the instructions each step. We're going to have a punch tool provided so we can take out the small parts. And number 3 is important, fold the parts before inserting, just like we had done with the Flying Dutchman. And 4, insert the parts to make sure they are securely in place. And you can see the parts list. We got the battery box. You can see where the batteries are going to go. There's a screw holding it in place. To install the batteries, unscrew and remove the lid to the battery box, then install the batteries. Of course, pay attention to the positive and the negative. And let's see. More of the instructions in different languages. And we go right into the build. So we have part A. It's looking like it's going to be her keel. We've got part B. We're adding on to it. It's always fun, and it's pretty fun how it grows in a hurry too. You can see the addition of the bulkheads in part C. And this is part C continued. And we move on to part D, and we're actually starting to put the decks on. And looks like part E we're putting in or starting to install the LEDs. You can see the yellow, green, and pink wires. It looks like there's a lot more wiring in this kit than there was in the Flying Dutchman. The Flying Dutchman basically had the box, and it had a string of those fairy lights that were green, and that was basically it, and you had to weave them through. But this one looks a little bit different. We'll see. You can see the addition of the bottom, like where the bilge keels would go. You can see the actual sheet. Moving on to step F, you got more fishing the wires through, and we're going to tape them in place. You can see where they're going to go. You can see how you loop them around back on themselves. Step G, we're fishing all the wires through. This is going to be a real fun kit to make. Over to step H. You can see more of the Looks like that's where the smokestacks are going to be anchored to, but we'll see. Onto what I think is the promenade deck, but we'll find out as we do it, as we do the actual build. You can see the top of the funnels will go. I think that's the boat deck. And step I, you can see where the wire is going to go through and how we're going to fish it and tape it into place. Again, this is going to be a pretty good sized model. On to step J. You can see some of the windows, the walls going up for the deck houses. And this is step J continued. We put the deck on, what I think is the boat deck. And we can see again how we're going to be fishing the wires through. And taping them. On to step L, the formation of the deck houses. And there's a few more pieces that are going to go on the top. Step M, and you can see the formation of the compass tower. I think that's the compass tower, but we'll see. And it shows you MA and MB, the formation of some of the deck houses. And we got step N. You can see, I'm thinking at the grand staircase that's the cover for the grand staircase, the aft grand staircase. And I'm wondering if that's the wheelhouse. You can see more of the boat deck, where the smokestacks are going to go, or the funnel deck. More of the deck houses. You can see what might be the aft grand staircase in step O. You can see how she's really starting to take form by that step. So we have step P. It's broken into sections. So we have step PA. And you can see the chains for the anchors. And I'm thinking it's cargo hatch, part A. That'd be part 83. And I'm thinking this is to help anchor it to the frame. Part PB, you can see another one of those little pieces that's going to be folded over. And we've got the formation of the cranes, 86 and 99, the tops. You can see the two cargo hatches. And this is at the forward end of the ship. Step Q, you can see the aft end of the, let's see, we got the QA, formation of the cranes, QB and QC. There are different part numbers, but all the cranes are the same in the aft end of the ship. You can see another one because there are 4 cranes in the back. You can see the formation of the back deck at the stern, where the observation tower and a wheel platform is going to go. And you can see the 2 cargo hatches at the aft end of the ship near the stern. So she's really starting to take shape at this point. Okay, step R. We're actually starting to put the skin of the hull onto the frame. You can see the addition of the rudder. And step S, we're putting more of the hull plating on. These pieces are probably pretty large because you can see it goes from the bow to just about midship, and from just about midship to the stern. And coincidentally, this is probably around the area of where she broke in half when she was sinking. Step T, you can see it looks like the addition of the lifeboats. And we start to form the stand. You can see two parts, one on either side. And we have the plate, the name plate. And you can see this where the propellers are going to go on. And the propeller shaft housings. Step U, we move on to the masts as well as the ratlines. And you can see the formation of the smokestacks. How you can do it, then wrap it in the skin. You can see more of the mast. That would be for the front of the ship near the bow. And step V has the smokestacks being all put into place. You see the ladders are going on. You can see more of the bracing. And you got a couple more of the cranes. And this is looking like the wheel platform at the back of the ship. And you can see where we put the flag in. And step W is where we're going to fish the line. You can see it go up the mast in the front of the ship and act as where the line would go. And it's going to wrap back down at the mast on the back end of the ship. And at that point, once we get to that point, she should look like that. So this is going to be a really fun build. Again, you can have more information at CubicFun.com. And I'll put a link in the description if you want to get one, where you can purchase your own. So that's a look at the instruction sheet. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is we have the hole puncher. Now this tool came in really handy. When I had made the Flying Dutchman, we used this in almost everything towards the detail part of the ship. Even in the bulkheads that we were building, you have to punch out all the tabs. So just about everything we use this piece for. So that's a very important piece to have. And we can go right to the lighting kit. So, and the part of this is L521H. And let's see, look at that. So we're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to take each different section and we're going to fish it through different parts of the ship to illuminate it. Now what I think I want to do is it's a Phillips screwdriver that's needed to open it. So let's put that there for a minute. And it goes forward. So I just want to put some batteries in to show you guys. Put in a couple of the heavy-duty batteries. And it clicks back into place. All right. and you screw it back in. That way there the cover stays secure. Okay, and the switch is on the back. You can see the beautiful lights that we have to light the RMS Titanic. And there's, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 runs of lights that are going to be spread out throughout the ship. So we'll unspool each one as we head into the build and we actually put the lights in. But I just wanted to show you guys the lights. Put them off. All right, let's move on. And now we have the parts of the ship itself. And you've got a nice stack, and it's all wrapped up in plastic. So let's go ahead and open this. I'm going to remove the plastic wrap very carefully. Isn't it amazing how you got a pile of basically printed out cardboard sheets like this, and this is going to end up as a beautiful model of the RMS Titanic. I'm very much looking forward to that. All right, let's take a look at the first sheet, and you can see we've got the walls with the windows that'll go along the promenade deck. And we have a deck up on the side over here, one of the top decks. Let's see, looks like we have the lifeboats. That's a nice touch. And let's see, is that the wheelhouse? I'm not sure if that'll be the wheelhouse. Could be. And it looks like, actually, here's the bridge. And this is the wheelhouse. Love it. And let's see, it looks like we have part of the compass tower, or the compass platform. Beautiful. All right, this sheet looks like it has more of the smokestacks. Let's see, it will be this way. And you can see they're a pretty good size. So this model is going to be, like I said, either 150, 1350, 1400, kind of in between there. And it looks like there are some, you can see it's going to go over the staircase. You can actually see the staircase through the windows. That's a nice touch. You've got more of the walls on the deck house. You can see the benches, the doors. Love it. You may or may not follow my channel, but the RMS Titanic is like my favorite ship. I've been under her spell since I was a kid. Ever since I first seen Raise the Titanic. That movie had come out. Well, I had already been infatuated with the Titanic. But when the movie Raise the Titanic came out, and I had seen her on the screen, I just really fell head over heels. And then when they found her in 1985, that was just amazing. I absolutely loved it. You can see this is the stand. And those are the walls that are going to support the ship on the stand. And we have more of the walls for the deck housing and the promenade decks. And we got a nice section of the stern decking. Beautiful. You see the planks. I hope the camera can pick that up. I'm going to put it in high definition so you guys are able to see every detail. And here we go. We got the nameplate that's going to go on the stand. This is along the lines of the the one that was lit, the model. Let's see, I'm trying, the Academy has this same kind of plaque. And you can see, it looks like we have some of the rigging. Looks like the mast. It's nice how the rigging is attached to the mast. With the Dutchman, the rigging was separate, and we had little tabs that we put into the mast. You can see the White Star flag, the White Star line. And we have more of the walls with the windows. And it looks like this one, we've got, right off the bat, you can see the propellers. They look really nice. And you got the one in the middle. The one in the middle was the turbine. And the one on either side of the turbine were the reciprocating engines. Now, you may not know, the Titanic, the reciprocating engines, the propellers on the two outer parts with 3 blades, and the turbine was actually 4 blades. And we can see what looks like the rudder. I'm guessing is the rudder right there. And you can see the crane. Looks like formation of 2 cranes over here. And I'm not sure if these are bulkheads or, yeah, I think these are the walls, the keel down here, the formation of the ship's keel. So that's going to be one of the first ones we use. And this one actually shows you some of the bulkheads that we're going to be using. And I'm not sure if those could possibly be the lifeboats, part of the lifeboats. And we have the part of the keel that goes up to the bow. So there's a lot of keel, so it's going to be a really good size kit. And looks like we have more of the decks. And this one is really big because this one is like one piece. I hope the camera can get all that. Yeah. So you can see all these decks, they're not going to be probably the end of one on the end to end for 2. That'll be the size of the ship, because it looks like we got the promenade deck and we have the boat deck. You can see the stern, the bow. Come on. And again, I hope you can see the detail in the planks. You can even see the little staircases. So that's nice. Love it. And we got more of the fold-out sections. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. The color scheme is awesome. You can see that wonderful gold line that goes around from the paint that separates the black and the white from the superstructure. We've got more of the crane. And it looks like we got the benches that are going to go at the end, or the stern. I'm thinking that this could probably be the stern. Although I don't see any wording on it. It doesn't say Titanic, Liverpool, or anything like that. But we'll see as we go along. We get some more small pieces. And we got another crane. But this is really nice. Look at the colors. In this section, you can see where the light kit is going to come through. When you punch that out, it'll be the on and the off switch. Show where everything goes. And I'm thinking, yep, this is the last one, but this is, again, this is fold out. You can see the size of this one. This is for the stern, for the bow. Why do I keep missing those two up? And you can see Titanic. So the bow has the wording Titanic, but the stern doesn't. It doesn't say Titanic out of Liverpool on the back. And you can see there are two more cranes that are on this sheet. And we have the anchors that are going to go down at the bow. And you can see the bow. And we got the two anchors that are going to go. Let me flip it around for you. As well as, I think that's the wheel platform for the stern. You can see the British flag that's going to be hanging off the stern. And speaking of the stern, there's the deck. You can see it looks like the bollards. Very nice. I'm going to show you that single big beautiful piece of the hull plating. And the color scheme is nice. You can see all the holes where all the light is going to be coming from. She's going to look very beautiful. You can see the superstructure. And again, that's the fold sheet. Absolutely beautiful. So that's basically everything that's in this wonderful model kit. So I wanted to show you everything. I wanted to show you the instructions, and I wanted to show you what the finished model is going to look like. So that's going to be really fun when we're finished. And what I'm going to do is we're going to go through the instructions together, kind of like what I did with the Flying Dutchman. In fact, if you want to see that one, I'll put the link in the description if you want to check that out, because that was a really fun ship, and that ship ended up being really large as well. And this one is going to be really fun. Got another view of the back. Finished view of the ship, and there are some finished views of the ship on the box. You can see the cover again with the lighting. Very nice touch. And we got the back. So this is going to be a really fun kit to build what is my favorite ocean liner. So my friends, until we move on to build part 1, which will be coming up very soon, I hope you enjoyed this show, the unboxing and everything that comes in this wonderful kit. And I'll put the link if you want to get one. This one is from Amazon. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to the build.